You're listening to Lion AR on Freakum TV. Freakum, baby.
Freakum, baby.
Freakum, baby.
Freakum.
Freakum, baby.
Yeah.
Freakum. Freakum, baby.
Freaking baby.
I'm a real freak, I need a real freak. I'm a real freak.
It's just a windy day today. I mean, I've got my microphone connected in, but it's just the car itself. It's the grey. If you look at the calipers, AMG golden ceramic colour calipers, the badges have been done. You got the Mercedes Benz there on the headlights, golden badges in front. It's all black edition front. It's got a good stance on it as well because of the hub central. It's got the black glossy mirrors on it. Under there, if you can see, there's a camera. That's the 360-degree camera. You've got the Mercedes Me app for this car. Black glossy inserts, 20-inch wheels, darkened headlights. You got the wrap there, the matte wrap on the boot, the badge, and even the diffuser itself. Welcome back, YouTube. It's your entertainer. I would say Lion AR, but we're hitting Freakum TV, so welcome back. This is another video. I've showed you the car from the outside. We're in the car now. It's the Mercedes E43 AMG. It's a different kind of car, and it's a different car because of the fact that it's four-wheel drive. Mercedes used to be based on rear-wheel drive for years. Even all the power cars, the 65s, the 63s, the 55 AMGs, when they launched them, they were rear-wheel drive. So when you go into the 43s, this car itself, it's a 4MATIC, full-time four-wheel drive. You can't change it to rear-wheel drive. It's got the Burmeister sound system in, and this button here, only recently figured this out. When you press that, it flicks onto his side there, on the passenger side, and I can switch the heaters on and I can take them down. So it's crazy. So yeah, that's for that. And it's got the Burmeister upgraded premium sound in it. It's got soft closure doors in it. That's amazing, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So yeah, the doors close themselves. You know, it's self-closure. It's decent when you're in a bigger car like the E-Class, the A8s, you know, that kind of, the BMW 7 Series. Soft closure doors do tick that box if you're going to get one. I mean, I've had this car now for a good part of 4 months, and I'm really enjoying the car for the fact that it's not too bad in fuel. A long stretch, I can get it up to like 33, 34 mpg, which is good for a petrol car. It's a 3-litre V6, the bi-turbos, running 400 horsepower. An E-Class giving 400 horsepower. It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, I'm used to like the 500 horsepower in an E-Class, or you know, 0.6 LCD like the E43 that I videoed and I vlogged that not long ago, and that had one on the actual display, which this hasn't got, and that's an upgrade option that the person should have ticked, but they didn't. So it's got just the one screen there, but it's still very nice because you can play around with it. The feature itself, where you can change all the settings on the actual, you know, the actual home screen, it's very easy to use. But to be honest, I mean, this has got the 2019 software on it, the upgraded software. The other thing about this car, the E43, you get the red piping stitched leather on the seats. You know, you get like the red stitching on the door cards. You got like the chrome kind of finish, which I'm not too fond of. It looks a bit tinny to me. I mean, black gloss would have been an ultimate finish on that, or even carbon fiber. So yeah, it's still decent. That's a word check for today, decent. But yeah, that's a 360-degree camera, and if I press that, it goes onto my screen, and if you put that, I can play around with it. Now that's a wide lens 12, well, it's an 11-inch screen, and because I'm driving a bit quicker now, it's probably come up, but yeah, so you got that, and then you got a different view here. It won't show the narrative here because we're driving, but yeah, we'll do that in a minute. And it's a fully loaded car because you've got the 360 sensors, and to me, I'm in an E-class car, some of this equivalent, some of this size, you do need all eyes on the car, if you know what I mean. So the car needs to be in good check of its surroundings, and I think it works really well in this car because of the fact that the options that, let's just focus on that for a minute. We've got the 360 camera up here now. So it shows you the side cameras on the doors that drop down off the rear view mirrors on the side panels. It drops down from that, and that shows you where your level is at. I think that's a GPS option from the top, and then you got the rear view, and then that shows the rear and the front. So very good, you know, clear screen there, that 4K resolution. So yeah, because it's a wide angle, you can kind of see like the whole front end as a 360. A definite to have if you're getting something like this on an option. So it's got a good options package, this car has. The sound system's decent, and with this you can also, like all the facelift E-Class, you can actually change the colours of the light settings, which I really find the ambient setting, it's every colour from A to Z. Like you got all the options there. I keep it on like a purple, but like the blue works well. You won't really see it. Car fully loaded, and if we get to the part of the speed of the car, which I think is an interesting thing to work with, 0 to 60 in this car on book is 4.6 seconds. 4.5. So that's the old E43, the old, you know, all the 63 models, some of the 65 models, the 55 models were like just under 5 seconds. So this is quick. I mean, this is in comfort mode now, and we'll just decent. Yeah, would you agree? That's decent. Now comfort mode, it gives you a good kick down. Now when you go into sports mode, the kick down is not as snappy for some reason, and I always find that in most performance cars, when you're in comfort to when you go into sports mode, the throttle response feels a bit not as, it's, the punch ain't there, it don't punch as much. But we'll put it in sports mode. If you zoom in on the screen there, it tells you we're in dynamic sports mode, and then now we're in Sports Plus. With the Sports Plus, the shifting is really quick. This is a 9-speed gearbox, and the reason with the 9-speed is you get the fuel economy to a certain degree, whereas the E63 that I vlogged, the E63S, that car itself, it runs 610 horsepower. The 0 to 60 on that is like 3.2 seconds, you know, and it's an amazing car. This car is nothing like that car, nothing. The only thing it's got in common with that is the 4MATIC system. It's got decent noise to it. It's nothing like the 63S. It ain't got the horsepower. That's got like 200 horsepower plus compared to this. And it's just, once you drive something like that, and you drive something like this is quick. If I didn't drive that, I would say this is a quick car. Once you drive that, this is a 4.5 second car, which is fast, but that is just a freak. And when you say freak 'em, that's the kind of car you freak 'em in. It's different, it's decent. So yeah, it's a nice car. We're in Sports Plus now. You can hear the throttle response is good. It's the noise on it is holding the revs on the rev meter, and it's ready to go. It's the noise on it opens up the valve, the exhaust valves. The transmission is more snappier. The actual steering wheel, you can put this into individual mode and change the steering wheel feel on it. I would keep the the steering wheel on comfort, so it's like a bit more softer, because otherwise it gets a bit rigid. And on a daily drive, for me, the car itself, it's a little bit stiff when you're driving around the streets, because the suspension has been updated. This has got the airmatic suspension, so you can actually lift the car up. It lifts up 2 inches, so that's a good feature to have if you're going in the countryside, which we're not, but you know, it's one of them. But like I said, a nice car, decent. Fuel economy wise, I'll give it maybe a 6 out, no, be a bit better than that, about a 7.5 out of 10. It could be better, but it's a performance car, it's petrol. It's a 7.5 out of 10. Comfort wise, for the options that I've got on this, I would say it's a strong, well, 9 out of 10. On a daily drive, I would say an 8 out of 10. But performance wise, I would say if it's lacking maybe 30 to 40 horsepower, if you remap this car and take it up to like 450 horsepower, I think for the 43 range, for the size of the car, that would be perfect. You can get the 0 to 60 to about 4.2, 4.1 seconds. I mean, I was thinking of mapping this car when I first got it myself, but on second thoughts, I thought just leave it standard and just modify the outside of the car. So I modified the outside of the car to a certain degree, and it works well with it. You know, the calipers have been enhanced to the gold ceramic colour. You know, the front end's all black packed. You know, rear boot spoiler, the little slimline spoiler's been black packed, and just privacy glass, and just the little sort of touches like dechroming it makes a massive difference. It works with the colour on this car. The grey colour works well with black. I was going to darken the rims, but because these are the upgraded rims on the car, the 20-inch, you don't want to stop messing about, because the way I see it, sometimes rims actually make the car. Now, these rims are the best rims to have on the 43 models. They're the upgraded rims, they're optional extras. They're standard on 19-inch, but on this, the 20s, they really look big, because on the 43s, the 19-inch, they don't come 20-inch. Unless you really request that. On these, the 20-inch, that 1 inch makes a big difference. The actual wheel looks big for a side shot, and you'll see that in the pictures. So yeah, it's a nice car, and we've got noise coming from the toys. Ready? It punches, the car is quick, and it's hard to explain. That is quick. A quick car. If you catch this car right and you get the click right in Sports Plus or whatever mode you're in, even in economy mode, you won't get the noise of the exhaust, because I'll show you how the economy mode in difference to eco mode is, but the kickdown is almost just the same. Actually, it feels a bit more violent in economy mode. That's the thing, it's very hard to predict in these cars because of the fact that they're petrol, they're 9-speed gearbox. So if you catch the click right, it might drop from 4th or 6th into 2nd, and that is when it feels sharp and it feels responsive. And I think putting this alongside something like maybe an M3, it would be good to see, because I know the M3 will edge it because it's got a bit more horsepower and it's a bit lighter. But to be fair, as a car that it is itself, because it's 4-wheel drive, I think you'll have the edge on lift-off to maybe 70 or 80 mile an hour, and that is good going for a car that now, a used 1767 plate in the E43, you can buy it for about 34, 35,000 pounds, and that's good value for money, you know, very good value for money. Ferocious, it's ferocious, what can I say? 4.44, I can live with that. Ready to go, this is the last one now. Let's see how quick you can do this. Go. 3.95. We got a 3.95 there. My overview of this car, I mean, I've owned this car for like 4 months. I've had the old E43. I've driven the new E43S. I had that car for literally 4 hours when I had access to it. I've had the C43. This compared to the C43, for me, it's a faster car. It's got more horsepower because the standard C43 are 367 horsepower. This is 400 horsepower. I did launch my C43 in the vlog and I think I got it down to 4.3 or 4.4 seconds. But with the extra horsepower, because it's a bigger shell, it just feels a bit more torquey. E-Class itself is generally a better ride anyway, so I prefer this over the C43 by a number of reasons. Comfort, the extras you get in the car. The C43 can't look as good as this on the inside because the E-Class, they give you all like the ambience lighting, which the C43 doesn't. It gives you the big screens, and it's just got different settings in it. It's more comfortable to be driving this car. E-Class is a bit more refined, not as refined as the S-Class. The S63, I am going to vlog that. So, you know, my view today of this car is, if you're looking to buy this kind of car, E43 for used car now is good value for money. You'll get good fuel economy. The car itself is a pleasure to drive. You always get looks, especially because I've enhanced mine. I always individualize my own cars, but even on a standard car, it does stand out just with the big wheels and the big calipers. They really make the car stand out from the side. And then the back stance on the car, because I put the hub-centric 20 more spaces on it, it sits in a wider stance. It makes the car look a bit like a 63 SE. So in my opinion, it's a nice car, pound for pound, good car to have, good car to drive. Fuel economy is decent, you know, the car itself looks decent, and just overall it's a decent car, mate. Decent car, pal. So overall I'll give it out of 40, I'll give it a 36 out of 40. Decent bit of kit, but E63 is still the daddy. So yeah, keep looking at this channel. If you like what you see, subscribe to the channel, like, comment. And I see you little guys there who put the negatives in there, but you never leave me a negative comment. You just hit the dislike. Why would you do that? You know how long it takes me to edit a vlog? It takes ages, pal. Just give it a thumbs up. How about that one? Anyway, thank you for watching. Keep watching, and just freaking. Thank you for watching. If you want to be on this channel in the future, get yourself onto Freakum TV. Get in touch with me, DM me. I'm on Instagram, Lionel Official. I'll put the link in the description below. Or you can just go to the about section of this YouTube page, reach out to me through email address, soafreakum@gmail.com. Get in touch with me and get on this channel. Get your car featured and you become a freaker.